Okay, I think we're live. Hello, everybody. A massive welcome on this Tuesday evening. So this is our weekly success stories that we do every Tuesday, 8 o'clock GMT UK time. And tonight is a very special episode because we've got brand new, extraordinary, incredible District Manager Christina Brewer, who's is about to be an executive district manager, or unless she goes to area manager first, who knows with this girl. So Christina is going to be on the hotspot tonight, and I'm going to be grilling her and asking her lots of questions. But to begin with, Christina, do you want to tell us a little bit about your background, like what you were doing pre-Arbonne, how we kind of like, how Arbonne came into your life, and give us like a brief bit of the background and the story?
Yep, absolutely. So I'm still doing my day job. I'm a civil servant, so I work full-time. Monday to Friday, and I fit my Arbonne business into my spare time, so the nooks and crannies of my time. And I know that's a saying that everybody says, you can fit it in the nooks and crannies, but actually you can. So yeah, I work full-time, civil servant. I work in the estate section, so I do space utilisation, which sounds really exciting, but it actually isn't that exciting, but it pays the bills and I do enjoy my job. I've got an 18-year-old son called Sam, and I have been doing Arbonne now for 4 months. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit about me and how long I've been in Arbonne. I first heard of Arbonne and got started through you, Danni. So I have been watching your journey on Facebook. I wasn't in your customer group or anything. We've been friends for quite a long time. And I saw all your posts and I saw you grow in confidence. And it took me about 4 years before I plucked up the courage to say, I think I would like to try some of your products and see what all this fuss is about. So I tried the RE9 set and that was it. I was hooked.
Wow. And do you know what's interesting about that is you were watching what I was doing, but I didn't have any idea. So there'll be other people building a business now that are like, oh, you know, nobody seems to be, you know, messaging me and engaging me, but people watch, don't they?
They do. And part of me was like, I was thinking, wow, she looks like she's doing really well. I don't really want to bother her with getting in touch and asking her about stuff. So it took me a while to actually kind of pluck up the courage because I'm quite a shy person. So asking you those questions about the skincare, yeah, I just did a little message and you came straight back to me, and I saw how much you've grown in confidence, and I just thought, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. So yeah, and you encouraged me, and here I am. But
wow.
no, for a long time before I actually got involved.
But that's great because obviously, like you say, you were watching. So during that time when you were watching my journey over the last 4 years, what were you most intrigued by? Was it the business side of it, like obviously getting paid for using these products, or was it using the products? Like what was it that really piqued your interest?
That's a really good question. I think a lot of it was the self-development that I'd seen you go through, and I saw what a difference it had made to you and your health and your skin, and your general well-being. So I thought, well, it must work. It must. So yeah, sat on the sidelines and then yeah, just got involved.
Oh wow! And you say you used the RE9. That was your first product experience.
It was. I got one of those little sample strips, and honestly, it lasted me about 2 weeks. I savoured it because it was the most expensive thing I'd ever bought skincare wise. I'd never spent that amount of money, but that little strip, that little sachets, they lasted me 2 weeks. So I thought, if I've had the full size, it will last me for absolutely ages. And the difference that it made was phenomenal. I remember I came downstairs after I tried it the first time, and my boyfriend said to me, "Oh, you look nice. What's different?" And I was like, "Wow, that's it, sold. I've got to get the full range of products."
I take those little sample strips with me on holiday, and you're right, they last 2 weeks. And once I get into the last couple of days of the holiday and I literally can't squeeze any more out, I'll like cut them open, get my little finger and like scoop out the last couple of bits.
Yeah, I have done that.
So obviously you said yes to the business and then started using the products. So one thing that's really interesting about you is you work full time, because I think some people see this as the type of job that you have to be a stay-at-home mum that doesn't have another job, and they put people into the box. Actually, that's not the case. Most people actually work full-time and do this business. So how have you been able to build such a successful business, and not only for yourself, but you're helping a team member build a successful business around a full-time, really busy life?
It's difficult. I'm not going to lie, it's tough. But you have to be disciplined. I make time in the morning. I get up an hour and a half earlier than I used to get up, and I spend that time doing my business. I schedule posts for the rest of that day. I do some learning. I do my self-development at that time. I contact people. I drop them emails. I leave them little voice messages. Some of them don't appreciate it at like 6 o'clock in the morning, but you know, at least I'm there in their mind. Yeah, and then I get home from work. Obviously, I've got my household stuff that needs to be done, because not only do I work full time, I've got a big house, I've got a dog, I've got a child. So, you know, washing needs to be done, cleaning needs to be done. So I schedule my time in the evenings after dinner, and I'll post things and I'll do research. I'll do live Facebook parties with my group. I'll organise anything with my one team member that I have, who is fantastic. Yeah, and you just got to be disciplined and just schedule that time and use that time really wisely. I don't play Candy Crush very much anymore at all, which is doing so. Or just sitting there watching TV. It's dead time. Now I'm doing something, and I feel really good about myself because I'm not just sat there doing nothing. My brain is working. I'm meeting new people. I'm speaking to people. I'm engaging with people, and it's good for the brain. It's good for the soul.
So basically what you're saying is, even if somebody's got a full-time job, children, pets, dog, like got a really busy life, they can, if they want to, do this business. But it's not a case of you get an account and it just comes easy. Like, you do work at it, but it can fit in pockets of time.
Yes, and it does take discipline, and it's hard, and it can get really disappointing sometimes when you can see other team members who've got a lot more time to dedicate to this business than you have. But you get over it. You do what you can, and that's enough for me. And I feel really like I've accomplished something, and I'm just driving on and seeing how far I can take it. I don't have massive ambitions, because I'm just enjoying this aspect of my life alongside my day job, if you know what I mean. And the skills that I'm learning by doing this actually are really beneficial to my day job. So the confidence that it gives me, I'm able to use that and lead people at work. So, you know, these skills that I'm learning in my day job, I can apply to my Arbonne business, and in my Arbonne business, I can apply to my day job. So for me, it's win-win.
What's really interesting about you is there are a lot of people in Arbonne. Like, for example, me, when I started this business, I needed the money because we were on benefits, and I was like, I want to be off benefits. I want to be making £500 to £1,000 a month. And I was driven because I was like, I need to make that money because I don't want to be on the government welfare path. And that was me. There are people like that. And then there are people that work incredibly hard and they don't like their job. So they work really hard at Arbonne so that they can leave their job or reduce their hours. And they're the main two camps. But then there are people like you who don't sit in those camps, but you still benefit from it. And I think you're really interesting, because there are people out there, people watching this, that don't sit in those two camps, but they're like, actually, I want to join what they're doing because they're having fun. I do like my job. I don't want to quit my job. I don't need this loads of extra money. I'm not saying that people will turn down the money, because it's nice to have the money, but it's not a driving force. So it's really interesting to hear from you, because you are representing people out there that don't always get represented. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm one of those people in the ether. I'm between the two, but that's just the way it is, and that's I enjoy it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I do. There's so many new skills that I'm able to learn in this business, and it really is developing me. And I just yeah, I love my day job and I love this job. So it makes me totally happy, really. So
I really love that, because I've never heard anyone be interviewed on this that isn't driven, it hasn't started this because I need to make the money, or I need to get the spare time. So I'm loving this, because this is a completely unique interview. So let's move on to the next question that I've got for you, and that is about products, because obviously it's a product driven company. You've already said that you tried the RE9 and loved it. Now I want to know what your favorite products are, and in particular, when you've told me your favorite products, I want you to tell me about the nutrition products that you use, because you're a sporty person as well.
I am sporty, yeah. So nutrition wise, my favorite products, it's difficult to pick. So I've completely cut caffeine out of my lifestyle now, and I have fizz sticks. So every morning I have a tizzy, and I don't think I could be without that now. I wouldn't say it's my favorite product though. I think there has to be the Digestion Plus, because I get really bad stomach cramps, and it's really helped. And it's taken me a long time to get something that I know works for me, from trying various combinations of medication or paracetamol, painkillers, homeopathic remedies. Nothing's really worked like that works. So that kind of keeps me safe in that aspect. So I take one of those every day, and if I can feel any tummy aches coming on, then I'll take a sachet, and that eases it. Whereas before I had to like have a lie down, probably have a little snooze, and that would be the only way that it would kind of relax that cramping. So Digestion Plus is probably one of my favorites. The Phytosport, because I do play a lot of sports. So I play football, I play five-a-side quite regularly. And yeah, that's kind of my crutch. I don't know whether it's because of that I feel like I've got much more energy when I'm playing sport, or if it's because I've taken out caffeine completely, and I'm trying to be healthier in what I eat, so that's benefiting me and giving me more energy anyway. But the Phytosport, love it, because you've got the before, you've got the during, and you've got the after. And I've had volleyball tournaments where I've had 2-day tournaments, and previously by the second day, after one full day of playing volleyball, I can't walk the next day. My back hurts, my legs hurt. Honestly, I'm shuffling around like a penguin. I had this tournament about a month ago. Day 2, I actually felt better on day 2 using the Phytosport than I did on day 1. I had more energy. So I got to the final and I was like, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to smash this. I had so much energy. I can't rate that Phytosport enough. It's brilliant. It really is. And it's made a difference. It has. Even if it's just that 5% extra, you know, it's there and it's in the bank. And yeah, I do love the nutrition stuff, and especially the sports range. And the water bottles, they are brilliant. They hold a litre. And if you play in sport, a usual bottle is like, is that big. Well, my litre bottle is that big. So yeah, holds a lot of water. I can drink a lot of water, keeps me hydrated, which is really, really important. So yeah, definitely that Phytosport. Love it.
I need to ask you about the water bottle, because a lot of people in the team know you as the like water bottle queen. And when you started this business, our one's got over 500 products. And some people lead with the makeup, some people lead with the nutrition, some people lead with the skincare or have a mixture. You just went in with the water bottle, and I don't know anyone that's ever sold as many water bottles as what you did.
I know. So I started my Facebook group. And the first thing I posted was about the water bottles. So I think obviously, as it was one of my first posts, interest peaked. And as I was talking to people at work and my friends, and they'd see me with my bottle, it's advertising, because it's got the branding, it's got the logo on. Oh, where did you get that from? I was like, oh, well, if you want one, you can get it from my shop. They're only £6 dishwasher safe. They've got no nasties in them. They're made with good plastic. And it was like, oh, can you get me one? Can you get me one of those? So I had about, I think my first order was for about 15 water bottles. So yeah, I'm known as the water bottle selling queen.
So funny, but it's brilliant because it's a cheap product and it's getting the word out there.
Absolutely. So people don't mind spending £6 on a water bottle, because it's something that they're likely to buy anyway. And what that does is it builds up a little bit of trust between you and your potential clients and your customers, because you've given them something that is really useful to them. They're going to use it every day. They're going to see that branding. It's a bit of a ploy, really. It's a bit of an advertising ploy. But yeah, some people that I know that I've sold the water bottles to, they've got 2 off me. They've got 1 for work and 1 for home. I think I've got 3 knocking about the house somewhere. I've always got 1 to hand.
I love the water bottles. Okay, so a couple of quick fire questions then.
Yep.
If you had to choose, would you choose chocolate protein or vanilla protein?
Vanilla.
If you had to choose, which flavour fizz stick, citrus, pomegranate or blackberry?
Pomegranate, but I am being seduced by the blackberry.
Oh,
I like the pomegranate hot, but if I'm having a cold fizz stick, it has to be the blackberry.
oh, well that answers my next question, which was hot or a cold fizz. So it's a blackberry hot, a pom cold. Is that right?
No, other way around.
Other way around. Okay. Do you wear primer? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh,
I
you do.
do. I love primer.
And if you could only pick 3 desert island products, what would you take?
Arbonne products or just in general?
Arbonne products. But actually, I'm intrigued now. So we'll do Arbonne products and then we'll do it in general.
So definitely my water bottle. Because they have so many other uses than just for water. You just don't know. Digestion Plus and the concealer, because I get bags under my eyes.
And what about non-Arbonne?
I don't know actually. So you've asked.
I would take a pillow. There's nothing quite like a good pillow, is there?
No, you're right. There isn't. I've got a really nice pillow.
I love it. I hate going to hotels and the pillow's just not up to scratch.
No, I like to take my pillow with me whenever I go anywhere, whenever I stay.
My pillow's got a headphone in it because I'll plug it in and I'll listen to stuff at night time, and I took it with me to Egypt once and they tried to take it off me at security because I don't know what they thought it was, but obviously it was a pillow that had this like lead coming out of it and they were like, what's that? And I was like, it's a headphone. They did not believe me. It looked completely suspicious. So maybe don't take one of them through Egyptian security because they don't believe you.
Flip-flops. If I was on a desert island, I'd have to take my flip-flops.
Or thongs for the Americans watching this.
Oh, is that what they call them?
Yeah, call them thongs. They won't know what you're talking about if you say flip-flops. And Australians.
Oh.
Okay, so this is my last question then. What are your top tips? Because there are people that are going to be watching this right now, people that are on now, that have been spoken to about the Arbonne business. They get the products, they get the business, but they're just not sure. They're kind of like on the fence. They're like, oh, I don't really know. So what would be your top tips for those people that are sitting on the fence?
Top tips would be, so set up your Facebook group. That is your safe place for you to have that interaction and the engagement with your customers, your potential customers, your friends, your family. So that was the first place that I did a live, which was really daunting for me, really, really scary. But having that safe space is good. You've got that safe space and that big worldwide web of Facebook. And that is your area, that's your space. And be disciplined about what you post and when you post it. Schedule that time in to do that. And just talk to people, just ask people questions. Just don't try and sell them anything. Just be genuinely interested in them, their lives. If there's an opportunity for you to be able to recommend something, great, go in there and do it. But just talk to people. Just ask questions.
I love it. Absolutely love it. And any final thoughts before we end?
No, but thank you for the opportunity for interviewing me. Obviously I'm still new, so this is kind of like one of those things for me still, and I'm not totally confident yet, but I'm getting there. So thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate that.
This has been brilliant. And like I said, this is you representing a band of people that probably don't get represented that much, but there are people out there that their intention isn't, to build loads of free time or loads of extra money. It's somewhere in the middle, and you're representing that beautifully. I think this is the first interview that we've got that represents that type of person. So thank you.
Yay. Yay me.
And then next up, I'm guessing executive district manager with Nick completing district.
Yeah, fingers crossed she's going to do that this month. We're going to get her next party booked in, and she is going to go district manager this month. I know it.
And you'll get another water bottle when you do your bonus booster. You get another water bottle, but it's not the one you've got. It's a different one.
Oh, wow, how fancy!
No, I'll send you a picture of what you get.
Lovely, thank you.
Right, thank you so much, Christina, and thank you everybody for joining us tonight, whether you've watched us live or watched us on playback. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Bye.
Bye.